I'm Kevin McCormley of Kiplinger's. I'm here with Mary Beth Franklin, the retirement editor of Kiplinger's Personal Finance magazine, to talk about an issue of growing importance to a growing number of Americans: how to finance our retirement, or put more bluntly, how to make sure our money lasts as long as we do.
Well, that's right, Kevin, and I thought this would be a great place to talk about it because the main point of retirement planning is to make sure that you have enough money to keep living that good life after you stop working.
Mary Beth, it seems like everybody is talking about retirement planning these days. Why is this such a hot button issue?
Well, it's a simple numbers game, Kevin. In January 2008, the first baby boomer became eligible for Social Security. In fact, I even interviewed her. She was the first of nearly 80 million Americans born between 1946 and 1964. And by one estimate, 10,000 of us a day will reach retirement age for the next 20 years.
Well, that's the silver tsunami we hear so much about.
That's right, and that's why so much attention is focused on the boomers and how they'll pay their bills and afford that good life after their paychecks stop.
Well, Mary Beth, I know there are a lot of us boomers, but are the financial issues we face really that much more challenging than the ones that confronted our parents?
Well, yes, they are, and for several reasons. First, consider how we've always thought about financing retirement, that famous three-legged stool.
Oh yeah, Social Security, a company pension, and private savings.
Right, but everyone knows there's concerns about the future of Social Security.
Yeah, but at Kiplinger, we really believe that people 50 and older can count on the benefits they've been promised.
True, but those benefits will probably cover less of our needs than it did for our parents.
And you can't even pick up a paper these days without reading a story about some company that's freezing or terminating its pension plan.
And the numbers are just amazing at how quickly companies have moved away from traditional pension plans. Back in 1979, 62% of employees who worked for private companies were covered by defined benefit pension plans.
Now that's the kind that guarantees a steady stream of checks from the time you retire until you die.
That's right, but by 2005, just 10% of private sector employees were covered by those type of plans. And since then, nearly a third of those plans have been closed or frozen.
Sure, that's why we all have 401ks or 403bs or IRAs, defined contribution plans.
That's right, but there's a big difference between the two types of plans. With the defined benefit plan, it's up to the employer to set aside enough money during the employee's working years to finance a lifetime of retirement benefits.
And defined contribution plans?
Well, with IRAs, 401ks, it's up to you to set aside enough money and invest it wisely enough to fund a retirement.
Any other issues facing this army of workers marching toward retirement?
Yeah. Boomers will probably live longer than any previous generation. In fact, a 65-year-old man today can expect to live till 85, and for women, it's 88. And remember, there's a 50-50 chance you'll live longer than average.
Okay, I know this is really tough, Mary Beth, but how much longer than average do we need to plan for?
Well, some of us may enjoy 30 years or longer in retirement, and while that's great, it does pose some difficult financial issues.
Well, that's why we're here, to talk about how boomers can afford a long and satisfying retirement. Thank you for setting the stage. Let's turn to Kim Langford to start the discussion on how annuities can fit into this picture.